Welcome back to Minions and Misfits, the stressful, off-kilter, family-friendly TTRPG podcast where we're following the drama happening around the big fancy heroes. Not the big fancy heroes.
Quite the opposite,
saving the
actually.
world. Yep, just regular people, well, rich regular people, or not as rich as they said they were. Oop.
Have you ever wanted D&D but a soap opera? Welcome.
That's
all
what we
I've
have
ever
here.
wanted.
That's what this season is. Congratulations. Austinian soap opera.
If you didn't want that, you should re-examine your priorities.
Yeah. Check out our other seasons.
You're like 9 episodes in now, so why stop now? You got like 2 left.
It's too late. This is your thing now. You're into this.
Yep.
I'm Rebecca Evans, the facilitator for this season, and I am joined as always by Dylan,
Hello.
Sam,
Hello.
and Cam.
I don't like that. Nuh-uh.
That was literally the worst audio experience I've ever had in my life.
Sorry, my slurp didn't go as planned.
I didn't want it to.
Whatever that was, don't do it
beverage.
It's hard
again.
to slurp on cue, turns out.
Yeah.
You'll never make it in the Foley industry. Never.
Sup, y'all?
Well, aside from our usual shenanigans, there is no question corner today, as we have some serious drama to check in on. So let's
It's
dive in
Drama.
to Chapter 8 of Pearl's Field. Chapter 8. The Truth Hurts. To start this episode out, I believe we're about done with this novel phase.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I think that was a
Yeah,
pretty excellent place to stop it, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to use a monologue token,
Oh, shoot,
though.
okay. Who are you monologuing?
I'm going to use a monologue token on Georgiana.
Yeah! Oh, yeah, boy.
When? As she's walking away at the end of last chapter?
Mm-hmm.
It just cut just like massive strings of expletives in her brain.
Oh man, what is she thinking other than screams?
Just a minute and a half of screams.
It's like the audio of The Bad Place from The Good Place.
Oh, man.
Her mind is the bad place right now. We will follow her as she's walking down this somewhat gravelly dirt path, as the Worthington Manor is further out in the country, a lot more land, past rows of pearly cotton plants sprouting up, the occasional farmer glancing her way but not paying that much mind to one person on the road. She's breathing heavy, walking fast. She tugs on her hat.
This is past.
and
And
she's
you're so bound.
Dadgummit, Sam, I was getting into the scene! And she starts muttering to herself, "Okay, he knows. All right? He knows. That wasn't so bad. That wasn't the world-shattering, life-ending meltdown that I expected finding out to be. But I also didn't expect finding out to happen. Ever, ideally. Oh, no. He knows. How much does he know? Oh, heavens. Author, if you're listening, help. But anyway, got to figure it out all on my own, as I usually do. That's all right. I'll make it work. Focus on the goal. Taking care of them. Okay. The business could still make it. It was really going to help to have the Worthington name attached to it." She stops in the road, and she turns and she looks back up at the manor. Am I really being selfless? Is this really the right thing to do? Not that he probably doesn't want to marry me anymore anyway. So that might check that moral dilemma off my list of things to deal with. So where do I go? Oh, no. Well, I guess I'll keep walking. Just have to keep walking. Always have.
Swimming, just keeps.
And she walks off. Camera lets her fade into the distance.
camera pans over the manor where the two brothers are just wrestling in the garden.
She's mine! I asked you what the devil is a cheese mine?
You promised...
Don't worry about it.
I think...
you promised me a whole crate of Swiss cheese!
I think as she's, like, wrestling with this moral dilemma and she's, like, looking up and asking for help, as she's looking up, she doesn't notice the Radigan just, like, scrabble past her down the path towards Ephraim's house.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say, like, one hang gliding above her, like, listening in.
Dun,
Like
dun,
Stuart
dun,
Little.
dun, dun.
No, it's the one that was...
legs.
It's part of, like, an epic Duel of the Fates level duel between a pigeon and a rat.
It's a Minions and Misfits
Oh, gosh.
within the Minions and Misfits.
Yeah.
That's basically what we've created here.
It's the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of our...
Rosen Rat and Gildan Pigeon.
Pigeonstern.
Pigeonstern! Oh boy. Do we have any other little scenelets that we want to take care of before we move on from the novel phase?
I'm good.
I'm good.
I think I'm good, personally, yeah.
All right.
I've got some for the next one, but not for
Oh,
right now.
Boise,
Yeah.
let's see if we can make it to there. I think these phases will be pretty quick. Reputation is the next one.
I've been pulling up my little reputation tags here. I would make the argument for the old money section for the sensible tag, given that most recent discussion and decision.
But have you earned a public? Have you done one of
acted-
your things to earn the
Acted
tag?
in the service of duty and morality in a way that compromised my desires, potentially.
Which way? Oh, because
Acted
you
in the
didn't
service
spend
of duty and
lavishly.
morality. Yeah, and I deliberately, like, just paid off a debt and went to confront the actual situation.
This is true. This is true. Let's see. How public, though?
That's true.
Yeah. I was thinking more about how you sided with Niles in making good financial decisions
yeah.
about the
Okay,
wedding.
that would also work for sensible.
And
yeah.
while it's still in private, there's servants around in there.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't quite private.
It was between two player characters.
and a freaking adventuring party that popped
Yeah.
in.
They definitely heard chunks of stuff.
I don't know, for mine it's hard because it's not widely known that Niles, has a crush on Georgiana, but he was definitely helping plan the wedding, which was against his desires in order to obey.
Yeah.
So can I put knowledgeable as a positive tag?
I'll give you both your tags.
Yay!
Tag. Can't
Tag
hear
team.
Well, I definitely secured an invite from somebody of higher status.
The Bashmores.
I need to see what my... Did we ever decide if the positive tags, when you get 3 of them, go away after you use them, or...
I think pretty much they don't count towards... Like,
can
you have to
regain
have
them
3
again,
new
so,
ones.
yeah.
If you want to hold
Okay.
on to them, like, it doesn't mechanically, like, everyone in the game has forgotten about you.
Right.
You just spent them.
Yeah.
So that's
gotta
less in the public
find-
eye.
I feel
People
like
get
the
over
reputation.
it,
I like the idea of spending it as if you did that, but like no one cares about that anymore, and so it's moved on past
I
that.
do too. So
Okay.
remove them.
We'll add the industrious
Oh yeah,
positive tag.
That
Making
is
moves. Money
that
moves.
is accurate.
He's a
Would
finance bro.
Niles gain a negative because he publicly displayed strong emotions by tackling his brother?
I mean, that was in
I-
like the back of our house, wasn't it? Like in
It
the,
was very loud, though.
That is true. People have definitely heard.
I don't know.
She's mine.
Just I would
Just
I mean,
like birds fly out of the trees.
in my mind it's private, and he would never like do that in public. So
Yeah,
unless
yeah.
we're gonna say that like the servants told everybody, I don't think so. But
I
I'm
think
I'm
it's
asking.
fine currently. I give it
We'll
time.
leave it. We
I
can
think
leave
that'll probably come at some point. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave that. Has anyone gained a new 3?
Nope. I just hit 2.
Fantastic.
Nope.
That's cool.
This is my first 2 positives.
Yeah,
All my other ones
you
have been
might actually
negatives.
Ooh, but we'll get rid of any previous statuses. So
Yeah,
the
they're all
Bashmores
gone,
have happened.
so.
You're talking to Georgiana again. And let's go into the epistolary phase.
Oh
Now,
boy,
again,
I've got one.
everyone gets a chance to write 2 letters and request as many letters as they wish, but you do not have to. And you can also, if you don't want to improv the whole thing, you are welcome to, of course, just say, this is what it says.
That's why I write mine out.
Hey, so tell us your letter, Dylan. Who's it to?
I've
Who's it
got
from?
a letter from Frederick to Lord Dennison.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mr.
The
Dennison.
letter. Yes, well, he's being nice.
And incorrect.
Yes. My dear Lord Dennison, I trust this letter finds you in the best of health and spirits. It is with a heavy heart and a mind burdened by the weight of recent discussions that I pen these words to you. The subject of our correspondence is of one of great consequence and of a delicate nature concerning your most cherished daughter, Miss Georgiana Dennison, and the union that we, with the best of intentions, had hoped to formalize. Miss Georgiana and I have found ourselves reflecting upon the dire financial straits that beset both the Worthington and Dennison households. It is a cruel irony, my lord, that we, in our earnestness to secure the future and preserve the dignity of our names, have woven a plan that now seems fraught with peril. The union of our houses, intended to be a beacon of hope and a means of mutual salvation, resembles more closely 2 ships adrift on tempestuous seas, clinging to a single fragile lifeboat. The stark truth is this: our combined fortunes are but a whisper in the wind, and our alliance, far from fortifying us, seems destined to founder upon the rocks of insolvency. My lord, I implore you to receive these reflections with the same earnestness with which they are offered. It is my fervent hope that in reconsidering our course we might yet find a path that, though different from the one originally envisaged, may lead us to a stable and contented future. With the deepest respect and consideration, Frederick Worthington.
I imagine that Mr. Dennison is just like a minor, like not a very like high up guy. He's like, hey, what this? Is he saying they're broke? Are they broke?
Oi, what's this then?
Oi! I thought she was doing big, good, nice, fancy fabric money.
He's saying he's broke, innit?
The letter, Freddie, I imagine, hands off to the butler, who receives it with a bow, passes it off to the post boy, who nods his his bird's nest cap.
Yeah.
And
Yep, it's me again. He like looks at the camera.
we hear the audience like, yay! Cue the laugh track. Scurries off down the street. We see it pass down a coach and eventually be placed in a mailbox on a city street that is
Probably it
stuffed
takes a
with
while to get
mail.
there.
Stuffed with mail, and it is simply added to the pile.
Oh boy.
Any other letters?
Yeah, I've got one. Ephraim is writing a letter to Georgiana.
Ooh.
In response,
Dearest Georgiana,
hey, now that's my fiance.
Recently, an opportunity has presented itself to me. One quite separate from the opportunities I have been pursuing as of late. And yet, I find myself questioning my motives and these opportunities for the first time since I began this journey in Pearl's Field. Things have not lined up exactly the way that any of us may have expected. I believe I see things going in a very different way than I had initially anticipated. Hopefully in a way that benefits everybody involved, except Niles. No, I'm just kidding.
But seriously.
But seriously, that guy's way too earnest for me. Yours, Ephraim, Lanvire, Pool, Gwyngill, Go, Gerich, Win, Drobel, Lendasilio, Go. Which is the first time that he's used his real
Yeah, I was gonna say,
last
is that you
name.
actually used the real name there, man.
Yeah, that's including with Georgiana. She does not know his real last name either.
Where does he send it to? Does he send it to the estate?
I think he hands it off to the post boy, the post gob, with explicit instructions that it only be given
hand
direct. Yeah, that it be hand delivered to Georgiana.
Throwing like a little tip for him.
I feel like Niles writes a letter to Georgiana. It's just a really quickly scribbled note saying, if you need to talk, I'm always here. Just sign Niles. And he takes it to her room, and I don't know if she's obviously not in there. I don't know if it's patched up or
Kinda
not.
slips it under. Yeah.
I think he would knock to like hand deliver it.
It's quiet. Well, at what point in time is it the same night? The night of Thursday?
Yeah.
Or is it the
pro-
morning after?
It's the night of. He has like a black eye and like his nose like is plugged up. It was like. I think he's gonna go and try to find her and hand deliver it, because he wants to get to her. But I have one more letter, and that is from Vlad to Jeffrey Schmezos.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
This time, Vlad forwent Pierre's handwriting. Forgoing.
Did
And
it himself like a big boy.
no, he went to the town scribe and then hypnotized him, used charm to have him write it, and then wiped away his memory afterwards. Ahem. Dearest Jeffrey Schmezos, I am aware of your interest in the... And I feel like he had a brochure of Pearlsfield, like trying to find locations and make sure he says it right. Pearlsfield Dungeon. And I know of certain influential parties who would seek to prevent your purchase. If you would like my assistance, I, who of course have intimate details of your financial opponents, I am always available to talk. Yours sincerely, Baron Vlad de Baguette.
Baron.
XOXOXO.
Incredible.
And that one, like, he hands to a bat that, like, flies over the sea.
Whee! I imagine we see the blat.
The blat.
That's the sound it makes when it hits Jeffrey Schmezos' window.
Yes, a splat. It hits the carriage window, which just slowly rolls down. For some reason.
Squeaky, squeaky,
Squeaky squeak. And a hand reaches out and grabs the bat, holds it up for a moment, and then pulls it inside gently.
Dun dun dun.
The carriage, ostentatious and filigreed with gold in this beautifully stained red wood, continues down the street with two roan horses pulling it along.
It's like it's less of a carriage and more like a miniature ship being pulled along by like six horses.
Yes.
There's like a mermaid masthead.
Because the mermaid fiance, yes.
Yeah.
Anna Kendrick, this is your time for your cameo in Minis and Misfits. Don't miss out.
Somebody get Anna Kendrick's agent on the phone.
I do have one more letter to send before finishing with this. Just from Frederick to Ephraim. It just says, Ephraim, I write to you with a heart heavily laden. I do not know how to begin or where to find solace, but it is to your friendship to which I instinctively turn as a beacon of hope. The news that I have recently received has left me in a state of such perturbation that I can scarcely bring myself to recount it. Suffice it to say, it is a most disastrous nature, touching upon matters of the utmost importance. The details, I fear, are too painful to commit to paper, and I would prefer to share them in person with you. Could we possibly meet at your earliest convenience? Freddie.
Freddie hands the letter personally to Ephraim, and Ephraim reads it. He's like, I'm standing right here.
But yet, with that in mind, though, we should have some little scenes between some of these folks, I think. Freddie, how would Freddie actually deliver that letter to Ephraim?
Oh, no, it's straight up, just give it to the post, make it happen. He's trying to process things and wants to have a little bit of time to think through things before actually talking to him.
Yeah, I feel like our post boy would be handing it off to Ephraim at the same time that Ephraim is handing him the letter to Georgiana.
I just see both the goblin boys, like, striking poses that they're like, all right, run across town.
Ooh, can I add one more thing to the Jeffrey Schmezos? As the bat hits the ground,
P.S.
No, it hit the window.
hit the window and then falls to the ground. A moment later,
It got grabbed.
oh, got grabbed.
Yeah.
As the hands inside are kind of peeling the bat off the letter, there's just a huge commotion as Vlad pops up because he was the bat.
I imagine, like, The letter has been unfolded and has been read for a bit with the bat in hand, and then he just moves, and he's just being held like a baby. in Bezos'
hand.
arms.
You are so
Jeffrey's
strong.
Chadley arms.
Yes. Yeah.
Et voila! It is me.
We will
Hello.
have
Yeah.
It is me the whole time.
I don't know why I wrote the letter. I could have just flown here.
I thought they would be polite. Your hair looks very lovely today.
It is very nice.
Nice.
Your carriage is so golden.
We will come back to this thread, but without a doubt. But let's see. Let's try to do a little chronological order here. So a lot of letters were sent that night. Niles, did you stay at the estate that evening?
No.
Went on back?
Last thing he was doing is taking off to find Georgiana.
Mm-hmm.
Where did he go to search?
I think he
Does she have a favorite place she runs to whenever she needs to think?
No, she's not been in Pearlsfield very long.
She's been to the graveyard. Last time
know.
we found her sitting around thinking.
He would probably pass by, check the garden, then check the roads around the mansion, and then make his way towards the church and towards the garden there and the grave and the graveyard and stuff. And if she's not there, he'd probably just keep wandering.
As you come to the graveyard, you hear sniffling.
It's the father.
He's there
Did he-
mourning Raccoon Senior.
Oh no.
Not Raccoon Senior.
No, there's just several rat funerals going on for the fallen rats of Ratkin. And he looks over and tries to see if Georgiana's there.
In the shadows, you spot her on a bench beneath a tree, kind of huddled up, unusual. She's usually very poised, even when she opens up around you, but she has her feet up on the bench, so that she's kind of curled up a little bit, knees to her chest, hugging her knees over there in the corner.
What's the temperature like?
Well, it's early spring, so it's a little chilly,
Okay.
and nobody's out. It is dark.
I think he would probably remove his top coat and just kind of sit down next to her and put it over her. Not in not making a move type of way, just a
Comfort. Yeah.
a gentlemanly way. And he wouldn't say anything.
Yeah. As you approach and step on a twig, you hear a little, as she realizes someone is there, and she kind of scrambles to sit properly, and her shoe catches on the hem of her skirt, and you hear a rip, and she goes, "Oh no!" and kind of is a mess. She's scrambling around, but ends up just sitting there, despondent, as you put your overcoat on her shoulders.
And Niles is just going to sit there with the same tone and manner as a friend who's just kind of knows there's nothing to say, just to be there. Not expecting her to say anything or anything.
Okay, I'm out of resolve tokens, but I've got a good idea.
Oh no.
No, this is actually a good idea
Yeah,
that would benefit Niles. The letter that Ephraim wrote using his real last name should arrive to her while she and Niles are sitting together.
At some point.
Oh, because Weehawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's not. He's just doing this for fun.
Yeah.
He beat the game and he's just doing the side quests.
You're not our normal postman, are you?
I'm gonna say he hasn't arrived yet,
Okay.
and I will allow it, but I will allow it so long as Sam okays it, and I'll say you have to give him an IOU. You'll start with one less when you refresh at upkeep, and it'll go to Sam. If Sam agrees.
I find those terms agreeable.
Sam.
You know what? Yeah. Let it happen.
Noise.
Because I feel like Niles should see, whether intentional or not.
Yeah.
Niles seeing Ephraim's vulnerable side would make for some interesting character moments.
Yeah. So that will arrive at some point during this conversation, during this little scene. But for a while, Georgiana and Niles just sit there in silence. Until Georgiana says, so you heard all of that, right?
Yes.
And I was lying about who I am and the money I have. the summer line is real, and my business is starting off well, and I am making a name for myself, but I don't have any kind of familial backing at all.
Yeah.
So you still want to be my friend?
More than anything.
At that point, a goblin head pokes out of a bush.
Mail time!
And hurries over with a letter.
I was given instructions to give this to you and only you.
Oh,
And he kind of shoots like a dirty look at Niles.
Are you our normal mail
Mail
messenger?
goblin?
No, don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. And then he hands her the letter. And then he hands her the letter and takes off.
Just jumps into the bushes.
He dives head first into the bushes.
the bush pops up with 4 little goblin feet. A banjo pops out of the top and starts playing like a jaunty getaway song. They run off. Georgiana holds up the letter, and you see it is from Ephraim. And she quickly folds it. As she opens it, you both see it's from Ephraim, and she quickly folds it and tucks it away.
Huh?
What?
I'll let you read it. And he kind of walks, because the parsonage is just a few, like, it's not that far away at all. It's basically his backyard. So it's like he's going to walk inside and let her have her privacy.
She jumps up and she grabs your hand.
Ah.
I'm sorry. She's like, let's go. Can I be honest with you? Really, really honest.
Yes?
Like, so honest.
Like, literally so honest?
Yes! My name is not Georgiana Dennison.
Huh. And he kind of sits down and, like, intrigued. Explain, please.
The plot thickens.
My name... I'm sorry, I'm really used to this. My name's not Georgiana at all. It's Georgia.
Oh.
My name's
Oh,
Georgia
shoot.
Dustson. I come from dirt. And I've been trying to use your family for their money. And I gotta be honest about myself, to myself, and to you. And I thought, after we talked last time, that I was on the straightaway. Because this isn't supposed to be just for me. I got a bunch of little brothers and sisters. And my mama, she's got nothing but us. And that don't keep you well, especially when you're like her. I'm
Tell me-
so sorry. I've lied to you. I'm a terrible friend, and you're the best person I've ever known. So, here you go. This is who I really am. Stupid sounding. And stupid living.
No. When you've lived around the people I've lived with, you don't sound stupid.
Mom
So-
sneezes in her fancy head.
So, how much of it was a lie?
My background, my name, my voice, my family, not our friendship. I know it. I wouldn't see any reason to trust me, but Niles, you're awesome. You're so funny and reliable, and such a good listener. Everyone here in Pearlsfield loves you. They're just not always very good at, showing it. And I think you're amazing, and I'm sorry for all the lies. And I would totally understand if you want nothing more to do with me. I get it. That doesn't make you a bad person.
Why would I not want anything to do with you?
I mean, I tried to marry into your family for money. Bit of a little con lady, as it were.
For your brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And he
Me
pulls
too,
out
if I'm honest.
his pocketbook and pulls out a check.
No.
No, please. I insist. And he fills out, not a whole lot, because, like, he realized we don't have the same pockets we
Double
used
checks
to.
the ledger.
You know, like,
Crosses off cheese mines.
just really grinds the
dig it
pencil
in
down.
there.
Yeah, like rips the paper. No more omelets.
Denver or otherwise.
For them. And he kind of hands her the check.
She stares at it for a second. And then slowly she reaches out her hand and takes it. And it's shaking. And in one hand she's got gripped the letter from Ephraim. And the other she's gently holding the check.
Hope it helps.
I'm sure it will.
He gets up and starts to walk towards the parsonage again. And he kind of just says, if it's any consolation, I always loved you, Georgiana, Georgia.
Oh,
Never made a difference. And kind of walks back in.
I imagine he does he not look back? He just walks right into the parsonage?
I don't think...
Oh, yeah.
To be honest, the attitude that with which he said it is he was expecting her to leave. He is not moving in while she's vulnerable. He is just being honest, thinking that this might be the last time they talk.
He comes to the door. Does he turn around and look back?
I think to get one last view of her, yes.
Turns around, and she's standing there. And on the one hand, there are tears running down her cheeks. But on the other hand, she looks the most radiant that Niles has ever seen her.
Aw.
She holds the check to her heart, and she walks out the other way. She doesn't run. She clutches the check, and she just slowly and thoughtfully walks away.
I think he just says, hey,
She turns.
I'm always here if you need me.
She smiles and nods, and she continues away.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Let's do some more of these epistolary scenes, shall we?
I was
Boise.
going to
Ma'am.
say it only feels appropriate that Frederick and Ephraim have their meeting.
Right.
So that was the night of Thursday. What y'all do? When do y'all meet? How's this happen on Thursday?
I feel like in keeping with the spirit of their friendship, they're meeting up at what's the bar's name again?
Oh,
Goat's
yeah.
Head.
The Goat's Head. They're meeting up at the Goat's Head, but it's 10 in the morning. There's nobody else there.
Yeah, I just sit down at the table. I'm already there, just waiting, just anxiously eating some pancakes.
Eating an omelet.
Anxious pancakes. Can't have these omelets at home anymore.
Niles cut me off.
Ephraim walks in and he sort of motions to the bartender for a drink. And the bartender opens his mouth to say something. He's like, "Yes, I know it's early."
Pour
Bartender
me
shrugs.
some champagne into some orange juice.
I haven't figured out what I'm going to call this yet.
2 champagne orange juices are set in front of you.
Thanks, for
Frederick,
coming.
I understand you've been having to deal with some hard truths lately.
Yeah, that's one way to say it. And you usually know more than you let on, so I'm assuming you know parts of this. But yeah, so the whole Worthington situation is not as good as it seems. I'm in terrible debt. Turns out, Georgiana also has no money. Their whole family thing was not quite what it seemed. So yeah, trying to figure out how to make this marriage work or don't work, or I don't know what to do about it, honestly.
Well, I hate to pile more onto your plate.
Oh, dear author, what now?
He says, looking at the octuple stack of pancakes on Frederick's plate. Well, you see, our relationship, yours and mine, hasn't been entirely on the up and up
Well,
either.
I know you've got secrets, of course, yeah.
Well, you know how I told you about investing in those cheese mines?
What about the cheese mines? I've talked way too much about cheese mines recently.
Well, cheese mines, those weren't real.
Well, I know. My cheese mines were a cover for my debt.
Yes, but also the other cheese mines. the ones that I came to you with the business opportunity for,
Yeah.
those weren't real
The
either.
real cheese ones. What?
Was that a second debt?
You know that whole debt thing? Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, part of it is your fault.
Yeah, I spend lavishly. Yeah. Uh-huh.
But also, part of it was my fault.
Now, how would that be?
You know how I moved here and got that nice house? Well,
Is the house the cheese mine?
the house is the cheese mine, yes.
What's a family-friendly expletive I can shoot out? Freddy curses.
There you go.
Yeah. However, given that we're all being so honest,
Yeah, I'm kind of
kind of
tired of all
like-
this honesty, honestly.
he kind of like shudders a little bit at the thought of being honest. My name is not Ephraim, no last name given.
Really?
I know, hard to believe.
Yeah.
My actual name is Ephraim, but my last name is... Hold on. Let me get this pulled up so that I don't flood it.
My actual name is...
Hlanvarpul Gwingil Goger Schwindrobelenda Sirio Go.
Bless you. Oh, that was your
No, that's-
name.
That's my name, yes.
Freddy swears again.
It's an Elvish name. They
Oh.
like to have excessive amounts of
You
syllables.
told me I'm best buds with an elf? Is that what you're telling me?
Half.
Half. That's cool enough. That's all right. No,
My
honestly,
father...
But before you continue, just know that I'm happy to have paid for the house just because you're actually here now. So don't worry about that anymore. But continue with the truth telling.
My father was a noble elf who tragically fell in love with a cursed human woman,
Oh, geez.
my mother, and was therefore disinherited for doing so, leaving me in the difficult position of being what you might call a broke boy.
Ah, a broke half-breed.
When I first met you and Niles, I had already been, you could say, on the up and up, and then I had been running schemes and swindles throughout the capital, trying to raise some money, and I saw you as an opportunity.
Many people have.
Time having passed, I've come to see you and Niles as slightly more than that. And I've recently been presented with an opportunity unrelated to your family and your family's
Unrelated
fortunes.
to scamming us, I see. Yes.
The opportunity doesn't suit me personally, but I think you might be interested in it.
I'm interested in a lot of things right now.
Are you familiar with the Bashmore family?
Vaguely. Mm-hmm.
Well, they have a vested
They're the
interest.
half-orcs, right?
Yes. No,
yes.
full orcs.
Oh, full orcs.
They are very. They are.
Rumor on the
They
street
are
said they were
orcs.
only half because of how
No,
civilized
they
were.
are. They are orcs in full.
Wow, I didn't expect orcs to be fully civilized like that. That's honestly quite impressive. All right.
They have a vested interest in our town's dungeon.
It's funny you mentioned the dungeon. I've actually already been funding an expedition into it.
Excellent. Then you have more footing on this than I do. I hesitate to call him an associate. A person that I know
Sure.
and, let's be frank, despise, is on his way here to try and purchase the dungeon. I and the Bashmores would prefer that not to happen.
Okay.
The Bashmores because of their interest in the dungeon, and me because of my hatred for this person.
Understood. Now, wouldn't they have to purchase it from the monarchy directly?
This person has quite a lot of money.
Oh, so that's not a problem. Got it. Okay.
That's one of the reasons I hate them so much. We can get into the details of that
I'm
later.
shocked they haven't been your mark compared to my family.
Trust me, I tried. The Bashmores need somebody with knowledge of the town, and they're looking to bring somebody into their fold.
Really?
As I said, this does not suit me. I prefer not to be tied down as such.
Well, I don't really love the idea, but I was doing it for the money. But I guess in this case, money presents itself again. But an orc, though?
Trust me, the Bashmores are very wealthy.
Yeah, but an orc, though?
They're quite friendly.
Okay, I'll have to meet them, I guess. Well, I'll reserve judgment till I meet them.
We'll arrange a meeting. But I do have one request for you.
Of course, yeah. Name it. What?
Georgiana must go with Niles.
What do you mean? They're already really good buds. Like, they hang out a lot.
I mean, if we are to pursue this opportunity for you with the Bashmores, I would need you to break off your engagement.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was... Yeah. Sure. Not too much of a concern. She's
fully and officially.
Oh, officially. Okay, yeah. Well, okay. So she's already thinking about things. I'll let you know what she says there, but assuming she doesn't already break it, then I can most likely break. But again, I do kind of want to meet them first to see what my options are here.
He sort of stares Freddy down. He's like, I also have a vested interest in Georgiana's future. And I believe that her future is brighter if she goes to Niles' side.
Weird, but okay. Yeah. We'll discuss that another time, and I'll discuss that with Niles.
To interject as the floating narrator head, Freddy would be aware that Mumsy may not be cool with that.
Oh, he's not he's well aware. Yeah.
And that, okay, so it's clear in his head / your head that Ephraim's like, I want you to be in his corner.
Yes.
Okay.
Versus Mumsy. Oh, yeah. No, he's already thinking about that. Yeah.
Continue.
He's less concerned with Mumsy than he ever has been in his life currently.
A good decision.
And concluding that, Ephraim just like, he finishes his glass of sherry or whatever it is, and then grabs the bottle and just like takes a huge swig and slams it down on the table.
He holds
and
his hand out for him after you drop it.
Yeah. He passes it to Freddy, and he's like, let's make a meeting.
Let's make a meeting.
Let's make a meeting! There's a thunk as a head hits the bottom of the table. Ow!
Hello?
John Willoughby.
Is that John Willoughby?
Buddy is lying under the table and says, I've been here the whole time. But I've also been drinking, so I won't remember tomorrow.
I kind of look up to you and I'm like, is he cool?
Yeah, he
Am
won't
I
remember.
cool? Do you guys think I'm cool?
Please tell me you
I
think I'm
just
cool.
hand him the bottle down below the table.
Yeah, just passes it under the table.
And
I'll have Radigan make the necessary arrangements.
Perfect.
that's where we'll end this chapter.
Oh, Boise.
Oh, Boise. Smash cut back into the carriage, where an incredibly handsome, chiseled jaw, swoopy hair gentleman is sitting on one side. On the other is this gorgeous mermaid woman with just like hair that's constantly like moving. There's constantly a slight sea breeze blowing in her platinum hair, and her like warm sun-browned skin is just glowing even though they're in the carriage with the curtains drawn. And then there's Vlad in between them.
He's way too comfortable. Like, you know, when like that kind of that Jack Sparrow thing where he's like way like, go ahead, make yourself at home. Like he's lit up his long cigarette and is kind of just shooting the breeze, telling them about himself even though they didn't ask.
The mermaid woman kind of like looks down at him and then looks over at Shmezos. Like, why is he? There's another seat across.
Why
from
is he
us.
here?
Like, Smejos reaches down and grabs Vlad by the back of the collar and gently moves him over to the other seat across from them.
I feel like Vlad's the type of character. Could he try to like sleight of hand the watch off of his hand like while this happens? Like Vlad is the type of person. He's that faking character who would totally do that.
I think he totally would try. And Shmezos is that obnoxious, like, nuh-uh, I win character who just catches him.
But then when that happens, Vlad's like, I like you. You are handsome and you are smart.
Thank you. Vlad, was it?
Yes, Vlad the baguette. And he lights up the cigarette. and kind of
what
blows
was
it really
this,
rudely in their faces. Not trying to be rude, but just like very uncultured.
Schmezos like flicks his hand and it just blows the smoke out the window. And the smoke goes, wow, Schmezos. And Schmezos turns his attention to Vlad and says, so what was this you said you knew about Ephraim?
Ah, yes. Ephraim go. I imagine he could probably say he could probably say the name, but the actual player Sam cannot pronounce it at all.
But he can't pronounce
his
Hlan, Virpool, Gwingil, Gogare, Urshwin, Drubul, Lan,
he
Dusilia, Gogogosh.
He pulls a note out, and the note just kind of it's like rolled up, but it just keeps getting longer.
Going.
It's like, anyway, I have much information and some paperwork, and he kind of like pulls out the tax forms he just grabbed off. Just tax forms he grabbed off like a desk or something. But I need payment first.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be sure to pay you handsomely. And he pulls out a signed picture of himself from his coat pocket.
No,
It's
please.
signed a little portrait, but he moves it to the light, and it shimmers off this pure platinum sheet that he has had
Please.
engraved with his face and autograph.
Please. I want 3 things. Just trois. I want
Just toi.
rats. I want bread. And I want blood.
He tucks the portrait back into his suit coat, and he says, "Oh, that can be arranged. Let's get this bread."
Oh, and also like a nice house. And also like a new servant. But we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk later.
And we watch the carriage continue to rattle down the road.
The cigarette smoke puffs out the window again, and it spells out, "What a man." Hey everybody, Cam here. Thanks for listening to Minions and Misfits. If you like what you heard, don't forget to check out our socials. The links are down in the description. And please, leave us a review on whatever app you use to listen to your podcast. It'll help us reach more people who can enjoy the episode that you just listened to. See you next time.